by looking at it, is going to go to mancloud because of his style.
Yeah.
But that's not something that's going to win lane. But who wins lane against Bjergsen?
No one, by the way.
There you go.
Unless you're like Pawn. Then you'll probably
Who
win
in the
against
North
Bjergsen.
American LCS?
Yeah.
Who wins lane?
Ooh.
Damn.
Blitzcrank for Sheep. That's going to be good.
We talked about in the middle of the season, you got to take some risks.
Yes.
There's a risk right there. But hooking a Jinx definitely pays off.
Dude, this is actually one of the best lane matchups in the game for Blitzcrank. No escape AD carry, and Janna is the freest support in the world to try to Blitzcrank hook. She has no way of punishing you for playing aggressively, so Coast should be looking at 2-on-2 this lane.
That is a really good pick out there. And the fact that Sheep, he's known for his Thresh play, and I'll stop talking about Thresh play for a second here, but I don't think that's going to get locked in.
Man, we saw it actually.
No,
we saw in China Hecarim getting played.
That's true. Hecarim top is not that bad at all. Hecarim middle does very well against melees, but I assume this is going to be the safer pick here for TSM. Even when they're facing the 10th ranked team in the LCS, they're still going to respect their opponents and pick just a straight-up composition that they know they succeed on.
Yep, looks like a standard TSM lineup for this one, guys. Maokai top for Dyrys. Santorin on a playmaking jungler, especially with the level 6 power spike. And no surprise, they can get Bjergsen fed up in that mid lane with Vi Ahri for the gank combo.
Vi Ahri was a really big combo a year ago, year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Season 3 Worlds, I think. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, way back then, yeah.
When people were like, oh, Vi's a fantastic jungler. And then they started getting that pick combo and getting their mid laners ahead. The game is kind of coming back, at least for TSM style, to be very mid-centric. So having that champion on Santorin and having him be that facilitator of Bjergsen's lead is really good.
Could be really wonderful for TSM. They are back on kind of home soil champion select wise, and now Team Coast. They first picked the Kassadin, first round. Is it actually Chris? Is it actually mancloud? They did not pick another solo laner the whole time, and now they get to decide where that actually goes. Zed, that was a thought. Will they run double assassin, and what better way to create chaos than exactly this? Zed Kassadin the solo lanes for Team Coast. Chaos ensues.
Zed has a little more kill pressure in the lane than Kassadin does at early levels, so that seems like a more mancloud type of champion. But this is a team that wants to go into you and also bring you into them at the same time for Team Coast. They're going YOLO, but they're going to make one person YOLO them.
Well, unfortunately in League of Legends you do live more than once.
Yes,
respawn timers do exist, and the game can keep on going and trying to scale up for the late game.
And the big thing here with the Kassadin matchups that I've been noticing is lane swaps are pretty good. Lane swapping on a Kassadin is not a bad strategy at all.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too is, and we're just going to stop talking about that because Coast is going YOLO right now with the Blitzcrank.
Well, they're going to run away.
Oh,
And
he put the brakes on.
yeah, no one in range at all. Okay. So far safe. TSM do back out, but they give away jungle control to Coast. TSM immediately react by running their way over to the east of the map. Looking to get some similar wards down.
So lane swap situation here, you don't want to get hooked in if you're Jinx or Janna. You talked about how that is a terrible matchup for them. But lane swapping it would most likely be in TSM's favor. They have the synergy down between their jungler and their mid laner, and that is what lane swaps. If you make it about that, you can make it all about that. Because the mid laner's on an island. They're CSing against each other. mancloud versus Bjergsen, pound for pound, can they go at each other? Impaler plus mancloud, I don't know if the synergy is there just yet. It would definitely be in Santorin and Bjergsen's favor from what we've seen.
Ooh, Coast trying to play the mind games here. They started some recalls, but Sivir and Blitz will be top lane, and TSM will be on the bot side. So lane swap found right now for TSM. They will dodge the Blitzcrank matchup. Now that said, Sheep being allowed to run around the map does mean he can go for the hook plays. So it's not all negative for him. He starts the jungle with Impaler. And they will realize right about now that they've been had.
Jigs up. So he freezes the wave there. They both do it on either side. Sheep now gets to roam around, place no wards, because he used his previously. His will be up in just a second, but he gets to try and make a play around the map.
Dyrys actually does clear off a Wraith Camp and then immediately goes for this. Bjergsen, level 2 for mancloud. Hook, not even going to land. It takes 2 turret shots for his trouble. Bet he's feeling pretty sheepish now.
That was bad.
Yes. Join me in the dark side.
He has to go back up to the top lane with half HP. His sheep tail tucked between his legs. They're actually pretty small, so it actually wouldn't be that easy.
He's a flexible dude. I don't know.
But he gets to go back up top. He's going to use some of his stacks here to get the HP back. But Dyrys, we just heard Zion talking about if you get farm in a 2-on-1 lane, it's basically given to you. It is a gift from the league gods. And Chris,
they allowed me minions.
Chris seems very atheistic right now. He's not getting any.
But ironic based on his name.
Ah. Well done. Thank you. But the fact that they lane swapped on top of the Kassadin, like I said at the start, before the 5-on-5 was coming out, the Kassadin getting lane swapped on is really bad for Kassadin. It's so hard to CS underneath the turret.
Yeah, I agree. You're absorbing XP.
And not Smithy. Santorin, different Vi, different game, different team, is now coming down bottom, and they're doing the same thing here. They're just going to 3-man this turret.
A good safe trinket ward used by Chris. Spots the gank attempt. He's going to back out nice and safe for this one, but it means he's getting no experience at all. Meanwhile, Dyrys actually is. He's level 3 just now. No dive actually happens. A much better played lane swap so far by TSM.
Yep. CLG did it first, but TSM, not to be out-had, do the exact same thing. And here's the thing, is Mash doesn't get to push this lane. Sheep has to go bottom to respond, and Impaler gets to do nothing to Dyrys.
Coaster is late to the party. TSM just made all their choices sooner, and none of it really paid out. They could have went hard to push back Dyrys, didn't do so, didn't push it in. Could have went to defend the turret, didn't do that in time either. A double wave got lost. This turret's almost dead already. Hook? Nope. Minions came in.
Get hooked into a Kassadin. Oh no!
Yeah, this is not a good 2-on-2 lane matchup. Like, this is actually, like, the way these lanes now pair out. Look, Janna Jinx doesn't want to fake Blitzcrank, but there's no backup for Blitz oh, okay. No, he's fine. But there's no real backup. Sivir would do so much more than Kassadin would if a hook lands. Not to mention actually can CS.
If he gets the slow, the force pulse down, then maybe, but that's about it. I do want to turn attention, though, to this mid lane. mancloud's up. A lot. 17 CS. Yeah, that's some mancloud fans. Those 3 guys in the audience.
Hey. He will, I assume, build a whole lot more throughout this season. I do have high hopes for the XXDG member.
They've been waiting 2 years for this moment.
Bam. Turret goes down. WildTurtle runs really fast to nowhere. And here's the attempted gank. Flash knockup comes in. Bjergsen is slowed, forced to flash himself away. Impaler charmed to the turret. He will live, though. Burrows under, heals up.
They've drained all of Bjergsen's mana, too. He has to back here. And so Santorin is going to hold this. And now they get to shove this wave out in the middle and just have all that experience in CS go over to Santorin instead of Bjergsen.
And such smart gank timing as well. They do it right before
they're
Ahri
wrapping
hits 6.
around bottom. They're trying to go for this lane in the bottom lane.
Oh, this is cute. Sheep is spotted, though. Level 4 for all these guys. Nothing done by Sheep. Zed does not make his roam happen, and he's going to get a late recall.
Yep. Because of that, like you said, the late recall. So now he doesn't get back to lane. At the same time, Bjergsen now has the opportunity to shove this wave really hard. Although it is a cannon minion wave, has a little more HP in it. He's not going to be able to have it bounce off the turret fast enough.
But we'll see how much gets denied away from this poor Zed. I like the item build, by the way, of Bjergsen. So he's going towards the early Zonias because he's aware that Zed is a jerk and tries to kill him. But he actually buys a second Doran's Ring, partially for the health, but also to give him enough mana regen to actually stay in lane without ooming in case blue does get stolen. Since, of course, his blue is on the weak side of the map.
He hit 6 sooner than mancloud as well because of this. So he shoves this wave up. He's now allowed to go roam somewhere and use his ultimate or go place wards deeper.
Oh, there's one deep-ish ward.
Looking for the play. Yep, he sees ya.
Tagged him anyway.
That looked like it was floating a little further than it should have. But speaking of floating around, Nash.
Oh, the spell shield goes down. Doesn't get used for anything. Impaler will defend the guy. But ulti down. mancloud to be all in. Gets outplayed by Bjergsen in the one-on-one. Right off the bat at level 6. Nicely done, Bjergsen.
Weren't even allowed to look at it. It was so good.
Well, happy birthday, Bjergsen. You are awarded with a solo kill first blood. It's like every week's his birthday.
I'm pretty sure he's the solo kill leader at this moment in the NALCS.
Yeah.
Before 15 minutes.
Oh, man.
Easily.
He's destroying. And look at this by TSM as well, by the way. They had the lane swap happen. They took down the bottom lane outer turret. They swapped their AD carry back in with a BF sword. Did the same thing again, even in face of a 2-on-2. And TSM absolutely crushing the early game. All lanes.
We're going to see this here. He uses his shadow and gets hit by a charm, and then it is an all... Oh! He tries to retaliate, and Bjergsen is having none of that.
Yeah. His Q and E were on cooldown when he went for the death mark, and then Bjergsen just with some very good dodging.
It was a desperation death mark. He used it when he didn't have any cooldowns available, like you said.
Yeah.
So the damage of the death mark was not going to be enough to blow up Bjergsen, and it was just a panic move.
Well, Coast still trying to make some plays. Sheep only level 3, roaming around with boots 1, not finding much. Bjergsen, maybe another attempt. His ult is, of course, down. A lot of burst comes through. Charge still lands on mancloud, though, and a shield from Lustboy keeps him safe.
Oh, Lustboy!
Hold on, goes in. Sheep taking a whole lot of damage. WildTurtle suddenly shows up. Looks now for mancloud. Out goes Impaler. Zap hits him. He gets 1. He gets 2. Looks for the 3rd. Not going to find it. Out goes mancloud.
They're going to continue to push up this mid lane here. WildTurtle and Lustboy showing up at the right time. Here comes the rocket.
Oh, no!
Ow, it hit me! They're continuing to shove up this wave. Impaler, he's just going to be on the side just so he's present, but he can't do anything about this push.
Can't do anything at all. TSM already. All 3 outer turrets 9 minutes in. 4,500 gold lead for them. Dragons on the table if they want it. First some wards, then some recalls, and then evil lizards.
And now you can see just the CS advantage that they've created in that top lane for themselves. Bjergsen gets out here, though, purely based on the massive movement speed from the Q. Just rushes back, and he's out. Sheep has to run around. Lustboy flashes into that.
That's amazing.
Just wants to be a part of it, and then he gets the Q across, which locks up Sheep long enough for WildTurtle to close the distance and not have him react. Great trail off there, and the fact that they were all showing up at that time, predicting that Bjergsen was going to get jumped on. But speaking of getting jumped on, Dyrys here.
Attempted dive. Dyrys forced to flash. Will they let the hook? Yes, they do. Dyrys gets pulled in. There's a death mark as well. Ulti popped by Dyrys. Now, can he limp away? The answer is yes. 1v3. Dyrys lives.
It's all that CS he acquired for himself in the lane swap. Handed over to him. Dyrys has the highest CS on TSM after being lane swapped on.
Absolutely incredible. Dyrys is massive. He's level 8. All is going well. Mid lane died for that attempt.
He just pulled
massive.
He just pulled so much pressure because of that. It gives TSM that turret. Handed to them. Coaster just handing them all these different things. CS onto Dyrys. Mid lane kill for Bjergsen. This turret push into mid lane. That you just can't do that. They're being punished for these mistakes. And TSM, they punish the smallest of mistakes, but when a mistake is that big, they take your whole arm.
Yes, they do. Give him a finger. Now it drops away.
They take your whole body when they give you a finger.
That's weird.
They just don't like getting the finger.
Yeah. Well, Dragon doesn't have fingers, has talons. TSM going to take those anyway. So, Dragons don't have fingers. They don't. Bam! There's a dragon. TSM well in control.
They have claws coming out of their fingers.
No, they have talons.
If they had talons, they would just be like a full.
Look, I know like
talent.
chicken fingers are called fingers. They're not actually fingers.
It's the new delicacy, dragon fingers.
Fingers. Dragon tenders, maybe. 4,000 gold, though, puts TSM ahead. Coast have a lot of work ahead of them if they want to come back in this game. Sheep still without an ultimate at 12 minutes into the game. Is a rough situation to be in. Mash will have a freeze created for him, and the question is, we saw CLG play for Tier 2 turrets. They managed to make some nice out-rotation plays, knock them down in a decent amount of time, and then play for Dragon 5. I want to know, with Coast trying to freeze, how much pressure TSM can get, since Baron's not even up and Dragon's gone for 5 minutes.
Yeah, they really want that push warded. 2 pink wards in there. They want to keep you in there for 10 hits. But the way that TSM are going to break sieges or break freezes are just shoving down as 5. They have a really good composition for team fighting. and picking. So they want to shove waves. They have great wave clear. Then go to different objectives, bounce between the two, catch people possibly, but WildTurtle on that Jinx is going to shred turrets still.
He's absolutely going to. Early Berserker's Greaves and going towards a Static Shiv later on, that's fine. But the attack damage core is there, and that's the big thing you need for the turret damage. So a lot happens. The 10 auto attacks go through. Santorin with a double kill on pink wards. TSM unsurprisingly 90% win rate via Twitter votes. Chris versus Dyrys 1v1. Chris is down a level and forced to run away.
Oh, here comes Impaler.
And in comes Impaler. They're trying for round 2. Dyrys ulti is down. The damage is probably going to be enough. His flash gone as well. Does what damage he can. But Chris will be not going into the kill. Goes to Impaler after all. But by the way, top goes down.
I said it after the previous game, your shot calling is tested by these top tier teams. If you're sending 2 people to deal with 1 guy, they immediately punish you with the other 4-on-3 on the opposite side of the map without not a fight, but with a turret. So TSM are getting turrets this way off of a split push of Dyrys. That's drawing a lot of attention. And that's another thing that's handed to you, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But think about the way TSM goes about it. You theoretically, Sivir, Blitz, and Zed are threatening enough to defend a turret because you don't want to get hooked. But with all the ward control TSM has, they show up unannounced. Coast aren't ready. They're not in position. Down goes the turret. So TSM have taken 2 of those tier 2 turrets down already 13 minutes into the game. And Coast really unable to press any advantages.
Man, the support defending the turret immediately makes Chris back off.
There's no vision for him.
Exactly. The vision is very, very stark for them. They can't see a whole lot of this map. They don't know any of that deep vision either. Like they have it's very scarce, very shallow. It's all allocated on the right side of the map, the top right for them.
Much like a Coast, the vision is shallow.
Hey!
Team Ocean would get deep vision. And the tunnels collapse. TSM continue to restrict the options available. Nice hook attempt there. Not going to happen though. Santorin smites the Wolf Spirit for even more vision, as though wards weren't enough.
And now here's the wave. They're ready to siege it up. Dyrys is here. Look at this. Chris
All
on the
5
opposite side of the map. Impaler on the opposite side of the map. It's a free tier 2. Coast are just letting them have this.
They are absolutely letting them have it. TSM, 15 minutes in, have 6 turret kills and 6,000 gold worth of a lead right here. They are absolutely destroying this game right here. Coast, well, the variance, mancloud tried earlier on, but now he's getting jumped on.
He doesn't have a turret there either. They decide not to go hard for it. But this is what Coast is getting for this, is Chris shoving top lane and Impaler possibly being able to help him out to get this turret. But Dyrys is here to answer, and he'll buy a lot of time. But if 2 people are shoving top and only 1 person is there, you have 4 people shoving somewhere else, possibly mid lane. We'll have to see. Oh, they're all going to back.
For Dyrys on another attempt, though. Ulti should be up for Maokai. Indeed it is. Gets a bit of a knockback and a nice slow, but nothing really else gained. He should be able to clear this wave pretty safely.
Just wants
does so just fine.
Exactly. Just wants to clear it because the 4 members of TSM were backing so that they can re-shove out mid. Dyrys can cause pressure in this top lane and relieve the pressure that Chris just spent that entire time building up.
Yeah.
He had to take that wave from his tier 2 all the way to their tier 2 just to have it cleared and to lose the turret at the same time.
Yeah, it's just really grim for Coast right here. Team SoloMid really not being dictated to at all. All Coast could really get as an objective is losing a flash maybe. Just trying to get some farm on decent key members, just no real progress being made in the game.
And here's the thing too, is it's actually a 4-on-5 right now. Dyrys is in the base. He does have his teleport and he's been holding onto it for a very, very long time. But Coast still can't do anything, despite the number advantage for themselves. We quickly turn into just numbers being even. So there's not a lot of windows of opportunity here. TSM don't show a lot of weak points when they get to this point in the game. When they get a lead and start getting these turrets down, they don't struggle from getting the tier 2s. The inhibitors, though, are a different story. But they have dragons falling into their laps to help them with that.
It's worth keeping in mind, though, Dragon 1 went in like 11 minutes into the game.
Pretty
It's a really late first Dragon. So I can't imagine Dragon 5 being a real thing in this game. That would be such a great delay by Coast if it did get that far. But right now, Dragon 2 is turret damage. That'll help if TSM can get that 1 pick in the out rotation. But Baron being up in 3 minutes may be the realistic siege objective.
Yeah, they're pretty much taking Dragons to get the turret sieging bonus, the number 2 and then number 3 for movement, but also they're doing it to make sure that Coast don't get any and don't have that possibility to stall the game out. So taking more tools away from them, taking more options away, so that they can get to a point where they are completely 100% in control. Because right now, they're almost there. They're like 95%. Yeah, there's tiny things that Coast can do to get back, but TSM closing those windows.
They are closing the windows, but if there's anything at all, Coast needs to try. Of course, they haven't surrendered. They haven't left the game. So there's always the chance.
You can't surrender this early.
Hey, I wouldn't even if I were able to. You always got to fight on. You've always got that chance. I mean, keep in mind, TSM had a lead against them similar to this in their CLG game.
Ooh.
And hooks like that are ways you can get back in.
Yeah. Well, not hooks like that.
Okay. That's fair.
Having ward control of the brush and throwing hooks that land out of it would definitely help you if they're on the right person.
Pretend I said that.
All right. Hey, Freak.
I'm smart, right?
Great insight on how Coast will get back in this game.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, that's how Coast get the control of this game.
Oh.
They're going to run down.
WildTurtle very alone.
Position.
Forced to flash. Chris does not land a slow just yet.
Everybody's trying to get him. Lustboy on the side.
Sheep's around. They're teleporting a Maokai. They're going to one-shot the AD carry. 5v4. What can happen now? Lustboy isolated. mancloud getting jumped on, though, and in comes Santorin. He does dodge the charm on in. Oh my god, Bjergsen! That charm was gorgeous! That's a 1-for-1 so far, and the fight's going to continue with TSM having a gigantic gold lead. Chris is going to get taken down, and now Sheep running away.
Bjergsen looks like he wants a little bit more of this.
Uh-oh. He does want a bit more of this. Jumps in. Nice juke on the charm. It catches the Paler. Oh no. The flash on in. Maokai catches up and Paler gets him bailed. Down he goes. A 2-for-1 TSM.
Yeah, when mancloud ultied Lustboy, Bjergsen went happy birthday me and threw the charm out immediately where he was going to be. Great recovery there from Turtle being caught out.
Yeah, TSM just running on in. They knew they had the gold lead, that they could limp into that fight a little bit slow, and it would be fine. Indeed, it was. Coast just takes so long to make the plays. The teleports are always up.
Yeah, they use a lot to even reach Turtle in the first place. He eats the hook and he's immediately out of the fight, so it's a 4-on-5. Then the exhaust comes down on mancloud, and he has to wait it out immediately, right here. Boom! And they use a lot to take down mancloud, but it's worth it at that point because he can't snap back to his clone and get out of there. Dyrys immediately trails this off, and now Bjergsen still has remaining charges of his ultimate to close the distance. Really well played there by TSM. WildTurtle, though, being caught out of position was a pretty big blunder.
Yeah.
And I see TSM, when they get big leads like this, they mess around a bit.
Yep.
They kind of phone it in at some point.
I want Bjergsen in the back for Ravenous Hydra at some point.
Oh, man. He did. He did that in that one game. I don't think he's going to do it this game.
Pull a Darien. Do it. 5 Ohm records, TSM. Up Adam's win rate. You have the power to shape the meta, TSM.
Ohm record would not be terrible.
No, you're right. It's actually quite good. That's why I suggested it.
Banner of Command would not be terrible.
Taking Baron would not be terrible.
Zhizhirao portal would not be terrible.
Oh my gosh. Whoa! Rek'sai flying by like ships in the night. Doesn't get the smite down. 4,000 health on Baron, but Charm says hello, Impaler. Jumps in a little bit early, knocked around. Kill goes through to TSM. Low steal attempts. Sheep looks for a hook. Pulls in Dyrys, maybe not who he wanted. And in goes Chris as well. He's going to likely get dropped. They're trying what he can. mancloud limps away, though. Does dodge the zap, but he's on the wrong side of this fight now.
Bjergsen's going to go deal with him. Everybody else is going to push the mid lane right now. Whoa! Juke!
Oh, hey! The coast is clear for mancloud. He's good. Yeah. But by the way, TSM push the mid lane with the Baron buff. This inhibitor is not long for the world.
They're going to continue to push this up. They're going to get this inhibitor turret and the inhibitor and crack the base. The 10k gold lead at 21 minutes and the Baron buff. They have a lot they can do here, but they have to back off now. Man, that play Bjergsen just made. That's something you do on stream because you're like, hey, I either make the highlight reel or I just look really bad. It's the highlight reel play.
Dude, my highlight reel play was I had the tornado ready on Yasuo, and I randomly tornado the wolf camp and just spam R. I have no vision, by the way. And I teleport out of the enemy jungler and kill him. And I was like, hey. No cost, looked cool.
That didn't have a risk to it, though. So you wouldn't have, unless it was that.
If the rest of the team was there.
The whole team was there, then maybe. Yeah. But I like this, that Bjergsen goes off and goes after the jungler. You should always, if you have the option to, single out the enemy jungler. If you're the support, if you're the mid laner, you can kill him. Great, because it doesn't become the 50-50 Dragon Steel or Baron Steel. It becomes, we have Smite, it's now all on our jungler's shoulders to look at that number and be like, okay, do our numbers match up? Crunch it? Speaking of number crunching.
Oh, that was really smart by Zed. He stopped as soon as the reveal wore off. So Bjergsen was leading the way, he was moving. See, Bjergsen's played Space Invaders before. You have to go at where they're heading, not where they're at the time. But mind games by mancloud. Hold on, though. WildTurtle is getting jumped on. The team is kind of around. Chris nowhere to be seen, though. Mash nearly gets one shot. And actually, yeah, that's going to happen. 2 more kills for TSM. 10-2 in this game.
That's the huge gold lead there, showing itself in pure combat prowess. Lustboy coming up to save the day. The Flash.
That's a surrender.
Yes. They come in there at the turret. 23 minutes.
Wow.
Surrender.
Team SoloMid